Hi everyone, it's great to see you. I'm really excited about today's video because I am out on the deck and we're going to be looking at all the annuals that I've planted and assessing how they've done through the summer. So we're getting towards that time of year while things are sort of winding down, and I start to take some notes about what I definitely want to buy for next year, what's done well throughout the summer. So first I have to preface this with a couple things. I have not fed the annuals with any plant food since the end of July. So that's my bad. I should have, but you are looking at how they have kept going for almost 2 months here without any extra supplements that I've given them. I also have not sprayed them for insects since the beginning of August, and here we are, end of September. So I really should have done that, and up until that point I did really well, either using some neem oil, once I used Captain Jack's dead bug, but other than that, you are seeing these, how they have just hung on their own. So let's start with this first planter here. For this deck planter, I have, for all my deck planters, I have the Sweet Caroline potato vine, which is always one of my favorites. Now you can see that we do have some holes in here. Originally at the beginning of the summer, I did have a lot of aphids. I had sprayed for those. Those seemed to clear up, but we've had a lot of earwigs this year, and I think because it's been so damp. The other thing you're going to notice is it was really, really wet a lot of the summer, and some of our, oh, and I have a slug on me. Whoop. Maybe that's what did the holes here. We really had just so much moisture. You're going to see that reflected here too. But you know what? Yes, we have some slug damage or some earwig damage, but overall, the sweet potato vines did fabulous, which I have to say I expected. But you know what? These are not really big planters. So considering there's not a lot of space for root growth here, I stopped feeding them. You know, I'm always impressed with the sweet potato vine. So that is one that I will be definitely planting again. Love this lime color. Now in here, I also had some of the, let me check my notes, Supertunia Blue Skies. Right now, you can hardly see this, and that's because this time of year, we really start winding down for our petunias. But these did very nicely. Middle of the summer, they were really coming into their own. You could see them. So for me, this Supertunia was a keeper. And you know, by the end of September, most people in zone 6 are starting to think, okay, it's about time to pull out the petunias. It is very, very tricky though to give up on them completely. But definitely the Blue Skies had this really nice light lavender color. It cascaded very well. So when you're looking for something that's trailing, that was a really, really good choice for me. Now you can't really see it, but on this end here and way over, let's see if we can, oh, there's one in bloom over here. We have the Superbena Imperial Blue. So every spring, I am just enticed by the Superbena. I think they are gorgeous, and they look great for a short time for me, and then they kind of fizzle like this. And I don't know if it's the heat. They do rebound a little bit in the fall. I'm really not sure if I'm going to keep going with the Superbena, but my guess is next spring I'll see them at the nursery again and just love how they look. You know, sometimes you like plants enough, you put them in for a short time, you enjoy them for that short time, but I would not count on the Superbena for me really filling in a large space there. I would love it if it had trailed and mounded and, you know, done just an amazing job. The other thing I noticed with the Superbena is it tends to come in waves. So even when it was at its best, any of the Superbena varieties, they'd bloom and then they'd sort of have a resting time, bloom again. So you need a lot more going on. But you know what? I have a lot going on, so that's good. I can enjoy them for what they're there for. The next thing I have in the center here are African daisies. So you can just see there's a couple that just finished blooming again. The African daisies did great through about mid-summer. When it started to get really hot, they stopped blooming. However, I loved how they did up until that point. Now they seem to be picking up again now that it's cooler. And you know, they do give this nice sort of tall piece in the middle, which I think worked really well. I will definitely do the African daisies again. just keeping in mind that I need other things going at the same time. And then what's doing really well right now in all of the containers are the double impatiens, the Rockapolcos. This is the rose color. The rose color really does seem to stand out. It's a little dark. They did not do a lot for a very long time. They were there, they were fine, but it hasn't been until the last few weeks that all of a sudden I'm starting to see them. But you know, that's really fabulous because the other things are sort of backing off. So the double impatiens to me are a keeper if they're the bright color that you are going to see. Loving how this planter did and taking lots of notes. So let's go on to the next one. In our next deck planter, we have, of course, the beautiful sweet potato vine. This one is a lot less eaten, so I'm thinking the slugs that were in that one didn't make it over here as much yet, which is great. I have one of the Supertunia Sky Blues over here. Now this actually I added later. Originally, I had the Delina Midi Malta Dahlia in here. It did really well at the beginning, and then it seemed to sort of rot out because of the water. You know, that happens. We got a lot of rain. I pulled it out. I stuck one of these in. It looked really good. I really liked the dahlia at the beginning. So I think I need another year to try that and see what happens in here. I was really hoping that it would take off, but it might need another trial. In the center here, you can tell there is a little blossom of the star pentis coming, the Egyptian star flower. These can get quite tall, but they did not in either of the boxes that I planted them here. They also bloomed at the beginning, took a break, now they're blooming again. You know, not bad to have this in here, but definitely not a star performer in this area for me. Now on either end, I have this beautiful, this is Supertunia Raspberry Rush. It didn't do fabulous, I have to tell you, but I do like how cute the little